Welcome back viewers, hope everybody is doing absolutely fine. So in this particular video I am going to discuss about types of pedigree analysis and examples related to this type. So watch this video till end because this video is very beneficial for all biology aspirants. And if you are new to my channel, please subscribe it, press the notification icon, and you can also follow me on my Instagram page. So let's start this video. So before starting pedigree analysis, if you are not aware about heredity and variations, so you can watch my video, the link is in the description box for heredity and variations chapter, and you can clear your doubts there, and if you have any query you can write it in the comment section. So let's start this video. Let's understand what is pedigree analysis. So basically pedigree analysis is done to check the traits or characters which are passing from several generations in a family. So to analyze that particular trait or character, we do pedigree analysis. So what we do in pedigree analysis, the inheritance of similar traits in several generations are represented through family tree. So the similar traits in several generations we represent it through family tree. Now I am going to share with you the chart in which there are several symbols which are used to define in pedigree analysis. That symbols we use to define in pedigree analysis. Now here I am sharing with you the chart. So as we know that features or characteristics of organisms are controlled by one or other genes located on DNA. So to understand on what gene the character or any abnormality is present, we categorized pedigree under autosomal and sex-linked. So when it is autosomal, we know that we are talking about chromosome number 1 to 22. So any characters present on chromosome can be identified that either it is autosomal or sex-linked. So if it is present from 1 to 22 chromosome, which is common in both male and female, so it comes under autosomal. Next category is sex-linked. If any character is coming from father or mother, we call it that they are sex-linked. So in case of male, we know that XY, and in case of female, it is XX. So to understand the characters are present on what type of chromosome, the pedigree are categorized as autosomal and sex-linked. Now we can see here that autosomal is characterized as dominant and recessive, as well as sex-linked is categorized as dominant and recessive. Similarly to the dominance or the law of dominance which was given by Mendel. So here also we are categorizing autosomal and sex-linked as dominant, or it can be recessive, or the sex-linked can be dominant or it can be recessive. So basically this pedigree is done to analyze any disorders or abnormality. That's why we also call that the type of pedigree to study Mendelian disorders. So any disorder which is falling under the category of autosomal or sex-linked, we call them Mendelian disorder. So now we will discuss one by one. So let's start our discussion with autosomal dominant trait. So autosomal dominant traits, the points which we have to remember here is that the affected person have affected parent, and the frequency of both the genders, either male parent or female parent. Why both parents can have equal frequency for these autosomal dominant trait? Because we know that autosomal dominant or autosomal chromosomes are those chromosomes which are from 1 to 22 and they are common in both male and female. So the frequency of traits is equal in both the parent. Third point which I will add here is that there is no skip in generation. As we can see here at the first point that affected person have affected parent. So in a similar way, this particular autosomal dominant traits, this dominant trait will pass from generation to generation until and unless there will be no alternation in that particular gene which is responsible for the traits. So these are some of the important points which is to be kept in mind for autosomal dominant traits. So the example of autosomal dominant trait is myotonic dystrophy. So this is basically a dystrophy. This is basically a muscle disorder. And both male and female can get affected through this. So to understand autosomal dominant symbolically, here I have taken example of myotonic dystrophy, and what we can see here that we have an affected male who is heterozygous type and unaffected female which is a homozygous type. Now after the cross we can see that affected male when crossed with unaffected female, the progeny, half of the child are affected with the myotonic dystrophy and half are unaffected. So when any of the parent, either male or female, if he or she is a heterozygous type and affected with the myotonic or any disorder which is coming under dominant trait, give progeny half affected and half are unaffected. So here we can see the symbolic representation that half of the progeny are affected. So these shaded one are affected individual and these two are unaffected. So half affected, half unaffected. So now we will see about autosomal recessive trait. In autosomal recessive trait we can see that mainly seen in person whose parents are from common ancestors. So this is very important point when we are discussing about autosomal recessive trait. Next, it is also having equal frequency in both the sexes. That means the traits or character can present in both the parent, either male or either female parent. Now next point here is that affected person have two alleles for trait, because we know that whenever a dominant trait is present, then that trait will suppress the effect of recessive one. So to show its character, the recessive type should be having two alleles. That means the two alleles of same trait. Suppose AA. So the two are recessive traits. So now these two alleles, if these two alleles are present, then only this recessive trait will appear. Two alleles of same type, affected person have two allele for trait. Now next point is parents are unaffected and heterozygous. So parents are unaffected, that means, and they are heterozygous, that means parent are capital A small a, capital A and small a. So that means this disease or this trait will only be present in the person who is having two alleles for the trait. That means both the traits or the recessive traits. Only when recessive traits are present, then only this character will be appearing. So that's why the ratio is also very less. Out of 4 offspring, only 1 offspring will get affected by the trait. So 1 by 4. Next is the trait skip generation. So here we can see that parents are unaffected. So that's why. So here we can see that parents are unaffected. So we can say that they skip generation. So it is not important that parents are also getting affected. They may be the carrier, but they are not affected, because if they are heterozygous, that means the dominant trait is suppressing the effect of that recessive trait. So when the two recessive traits will meet, then only the character is going to appear. So that this point mentions that parents are unaffected and traits skip generations. And the last point we had discussed, that may be seen in person whose parents are from common ancestor, and the term we call that consanguineous mating. So now next we will talk about sex-linked recessive trait, or we also call it X-linked recessive trait. So here I have made some points which will help you to easily remember the features which comes under this trait. Now let's start. More frequently they appear in males. Why in males? Because we know that there is only one X in case of male and another is Y. So that's why males are more affected with these type of recessive traits. Second point, you can see here that affected son is having an unaffected mother. So unaffected mother means that mother can be the carrier or mother is the carrier. So mother is the carrier of this trait which comes under recessive. For example, I may write it color blindness. So color blindness is mainly seen in males, which is affecting the son, and the genes of this trait or disorder is present within mother. Our mother is known as the carrier of this trait, which will get transferred to the son, and the son will get affected with the color blindness. Now next we can see here that not from father to son. So it is not like that it will get transferred from the father to son, but it will get transferred from unaffected mother to the son. So the simple steps you can remember from here, that father affected, daughter carrier, and grandson affected. The father of the daughter was affected by the color blindness. Now from father to daughter, now daughter is the carrier for this color blindness effect. Now when this daughter get married, and the grandson of this father who was affected with the color blindness having son or grandson affected, how it was affected? Because this daughter of the father was a carrier for color blindness. The fourth type of pedigree is X-linked dominant trait, and the X-linked dominant trait, females are mainly affected by it, but males are also affected. So I had drawn a symbolic representation as well as the cross between the parent. So what we can see here, that male is affected because X is a dominant trait. X is having a dominant trait or character, so it can affect male as well as female. So when he crossed with a female who is unaffected, we can see that the females are affected and males are unaffected. The females are affected and the males are unaffected. But if the affected female, if the affected female marries to an unaffected man, then their one progeny, female, will be affected, one progeny, male, will be affected, and one male and female are unaffected. So this is all from this video. I hope this video was beneficial to you all. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Now I am going to share with you another chart of disorders and type of pedigree. You can also follow me on my Instagram link. Thank you for watching.